Morning, Moral General. Nice to see you. Have you had your nap, or are you about to have a nap, or how's it going? A bit crunchy. Son didn't like his chocolate in the advent calendar, so that's a bonus. Mine's a dark. I don't know. Why is that not working? Hi, Katie. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hope your grind's going well. Hope you're having a good day. We spent most of yesterday evening in the walk-in centre in Sheffield, as my son's got a sore ear to go along with his other maladies. So he's off school. He's on the couch at the moment. So you might see some Fortnite in the background or random YouTube videos instead of the fireplace. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. Morning, Argantus. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hope it's all going well. Hope everyone's happy. I'm quite chilled, but I'm in a good place for sure. I had a few runs this morning and I was loving it, and I'm excited to see Poopsie later. And I'm sure he's going to be watching the stream whilst he travels and stuff. I remember him saying yesterday. I've got to leave at 3, so I can do an extra hour and stuff. But then I've got to take my son places and then go and pick up Poopsie. 39 runs of oak here. Sounds like a good challenge. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to get to 80. I kind of had this vague desire to get to 80 before Poopsie arrives. And I'm wondering if Oak Perfin Frost Siege can make that happen. I'm only a little bit away from 77. Don't think really much has happened on the loot front since yesterday. Now, I didn't get any more deep sea coffers. I think I might have picked up a couple of Guardians chests. But other than that, not much. I did a bit more in Siege. Not much happened in there. Got a few more Void Satchels. I'm kind of really liking the Void Satchels at the moment, I must confess. Let's see, music. How loud's my shooting? That's about right. Turn it up a bit. I just got to the end of season 4 of the Arrow, and it was nearly making me cry. It's well good. So yeah, the grind for the last week and a half has been accompanied by Gotham to start with, because I realised I'd forgotten it, and that's 100 episodes of 45 minutes, so 80 odd hours, and then it's on Amazon Prime, so it just rolled over to Arrow, and I thought I'd seen it before, and I thought I didn't like it, but I once again can't remember any of the plot lines, and I'm pretty sure I haven't seen the last 2 seasons. So yeah, that's being followed by 100 episodes of Arrow. So can recommend watching 100 episodes of Gotham followed by 100 episodes of Arrow. Not that I'm at the end of it yet, but yeah, that's gone really nicely along with the grind. And I'm pretty sure it's helped me grind a bit more as well, because I struggle to just sit there and watch a program like that and not do anything else. But alongside LR, it seems to be pretty good. And super glad that I don't have too much to do at university at the moment, because otherwise all of this would not be possible. But yeah, it's making a really nice Christmas, that's for sure. I've still got that target of getting to 120 before Christmas, but I think I'm hiding the maths in the back of my head. I think I'd have to do a few more runs than I'm doing at the moment. But who knows? See how it goes, for sure. Hey, Poopsie. That definitely seems like a good haul, War General, for sure. It makes the grind a little bit easier if you're getting a bit of loot. How's it going, Poopsie? Are you getting ready to leave and stuff? I do at some point need to check the flight when the flight arrives to make sure that I'm there on time and stuff. Yeah, son's off school, but I'm meeting his mum later at about like 4. And then I'll probably do a little bit of shopping and come and get you. But yeah, I've just got to check that the flight arrival you gave me is the same in England and it's not like an hour difference or something. Hi, Planet Surgery. Nice to see you. Oh dear. Oh no, is there issues already? Connecting train fails out. How does that impact things? I'm just going to go into alt pair. Oh, okay. Well, that's something as well. I'm glad you got a backup plan for sure. I say, what with being in the walking centre for most of last night and stuff and things, you're definitely going to experience the lived-in look for sure. But it's not too bad. I like it. I think it's good. Oh, I see. Fair enough. That makes sense, I think. Yeah, bearing in mind that the weekend's quite likely to be, you know, more stimulation than I'm used to. I've had a nice rest and I'm eating healthy and stuff. I seem quite chilled though, for sure. Yeah, it's been a while since I got on trains in England. I think they're relatively good. I like it sometimes. Sometimes I can't be bothered to drive. Right, well, yeah, I guess. Surprisingly, I've got like an hour left of my valid potion, like pretty much always, when I start streaming, and I will carry on doing a bit of the same. I wasn't keeping too much of an eye on my times this morning, but I did notice that they were all like low 3s, and one of them was in the 2 minutes. 2 minutes 59, so only just 2 minutes, but I'm happy with the odd 2 minute one. However high it is, because it reminds me that they're still possible. Yeah, I think the sound's a bit loud, so I'm going to turn that down. I mean, the sound effects. Oh yeah, I had it on. I'm watching now. The one thing that annoys me about Amazon Prime is that their volume seems a bit weird. Like the quiet bits are really quiet, and then the loud bits are super loud. It's like watching an advert or something. But you know, if that's one of life's biggest problems, you ain't got many problems. And paid all the bills yesterday because they seem to come at all the same time. Paid the stupidly large amount that I have to pay on car insurance to drive that X6. Sometimes I do wonder about that car. Have enough money left over for a nice Christmas. So yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah, definitely in the zone now as far as the thingy goes, the game. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised to find that Manchester... I mean, I didn't actually know how close Manchester Airport was. I knew Manchester wasn't too far away. And I know... I mean, there is an airport in Sheffield, but it's like one of those things, you know, you'll end up paying twice the cost it cost you just to, like, travel the last 40 minutes and probably have a big wait as well. But yeah, an hour and 20 minutes, that's nothing. Not when you're used to driving in Ecuador and New Zealand and stuff, where, like, you know, connecting towns are 4 hours away. And if you go on a big trip, you're looking at 16, 18, 24 hours and stuff of driving. An hour and 20, that's basically... Some people do that to work. In fact, I'm sure lots of people do more than that to work. Oh, I guess I've had a couple of little BCs drop. I had an antler oil this morning. Didn't drop in the chest, so 0 dopamine. And then I had scathing ruin, I think. I'm kind of amazed that my brain remembered that because I paid it very little attention because it was worth like 2 eng. That also did not fall in the chest, and I'm still quite anti shit falling not in the chest, to be fair, because yeah, you get no dopamine, no surprise, and yeah, if there's a really loud shooting section on in the Arrow, I'm not even going to hear the little guitar riff. Oh yeah, I did. The 2 Guardians chests came from Frost Siege yesterday, but that's pretty much all it gave me, which is kind of a little bit frustrating again. Although I don't remember being disappointed, so I can't remember exactly what happened, but there was definitely nothing spectacular. Haven't had an orb in about 40 runs, but then I know how the orbs go. Get 3 in a row, no problems, and then yeah, 100 runs without one. Saw a few of the buy orders had filled up. They're all kind of, they're not desperate prices. They're what I consider fair prices, and they've started to fill in most things. So that's nice. So yeah, all in all, just like chilling out. I got Poopsie some Pilsner. I forgot about Pilsner. I might add, Pilsner's considerably more expensive than any other type of alcohol that we got in our shops. Just saying. So I've only got you 4 so far, but I'll happily take you to the shop to get more. I got myself a couple of fermented apple juices. Like, they are literally fermented apple juice, not... I mean, I don't totally know the difference between standard cider, but there's this one, like, relatively posh shop that, you know, the royal family goes to and stuff, and they like putting the royal seal on everything. And yeah, if I go there to do my food shopping, it's about 3 to 4 times more expensive than going to a normal supermarket. But boy, do they have some really nice stuff in there. And yeah, it's all got the royal seal of approval and stuff. I mean, I am British, so I do have some weird attachment to the monarchy, which I'm sure most people don't understand. I've been anti-monarchy for a few parts of my life as well. But overall, I like what they do for the country, I guess. But anyway, yeah, that was a little bit of a tangent. But yeah, I got some Pilsners from there. Was it? Where? That one? I do like the Assistants, but that's a legendary one. But this dead end or a different dead end? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can see the whole map now. Oh my god, look at that. Look, my pots are over halfway. My run time's going to be down. Oh, it begins. It begins. I've kind of settled for the fact that my XP gains might be less over the weekend, but I am determined to try and get a fair bit of playing in. I got you a nice little workstation there, got the laptop ready. You've even got a second screen. I mean, it's not a posh second screen, but it's another nice laptop. It's like one of those laptops that's really nice for like watching YouTube and like doing work and stuff, but probably doesn't have the capabilities to game on. Whereas the laptop you've got is an Asus like RTX one. I mean, it's a few years old and I bought it in Ecuador, but yeah, I think it's still like a 3080 or something like that. And yeah, when I had the PC beforehand, the really expensive one that kept crashing with Fortnite, that laptop was a lifesaver. It's never crashed once. But yeah, it's getting a bit old and it's a bit tattered and it's travelled around the world with me. Oh no, this one's good. It's nearly as good as playing on this PC. It's a proper gamer's laptop, a proper Asus gamer's laptop. It's just a little bit old now. Oh, and that's the issue with it. I couldn't take it to university or anything because one of the fans is broken and I've shoved a bit of cardboard in there. I mean, it's been like that for several years, so it's not like overheating or dying or anything. But sometimes the fan can be a bit loud. But I've also got multiple sets of spare headphones. You'll have a choice of about 10 different mice, various keyboards and stuff. I do like all of that kind of peripheral-y shit. Well, you know I'm not that fussed. I mean, it's pretty much just the herb wars. You know, the potion wars and the herb wars was pretty much the only reason I hid my stuff yesterday. I mean, all the prices I've got in are more to make sure that I don't miss out on the really cheap ones now. Because that can be like a little bit frustrating sometimes when you see stuff go really cheap and it's like, well, at that price I would have bought it. So that's pretty much what all my buys are in. And if somebody else wants to pay more, then that's absolutely fine. It's kind of at that stage. I wanted to be prepared to like go to 120 and not like suddenly have to like drastically reduce my play time or play style or anything. But I'm pretty confident that I've got everything I need. So yeah, now it's just making sure things don't go for really cheap, and if they do, I get them. But yeah, there's nothing in there now that I would be fussed if somebody else like snipes me on. Basically. Well, I think most of our, well, I mean, I know Argantus is in vaguely the same boat. He might not be in quite as bad a boat, but yeah, I that was the worst thing about the Rift event. Towards the end of it, even though I'd handed in more than enough to win it and stuff, because of the perceived greatness of the Mystic Vault and the fact that I hadn't actually opened many, I like melted so much stuff. It's like I knew I was switching to magic, so you know, Pride went and things, the Lunar Amulet went, and like just loads of stuff. I mean, towards the end, when the prices were going sky high, I totally mucked that up. I mean, I'd like to say it would never happen again, but I do get caught up in the hype sometimes, for sure. I'm trying to make that the main lesson I learned from the Rift event. Don't like, you know, go too hard on one single thing because it might just be crap. And then also, the game developers might like do something to rub salt in the wound. So, you know, as long as I don't be stupid again, because, you know, it was definitely my own choice to do all of that stuff. But yeah, I'm hoping that's the lesson learned, for sure. I mean, I like to convince myself, well, you know, you've ended up with the Astral Dream, which is a bonus, but there is no doubt in my mind that I could have bought one for a quarter of the price and been relatively wealthy right now in Eng. But you know, it's not really hurting that much. It's just a distant memory. You know, I think I made the right choice. I've decided to go hard and things, and I'm not regretting that in the slightest. I like the streaming and stuff. Yeah. I mean, it was a little bit clickbaity. Not clickbaity, there's probably a better word, but it's the same phenomenon. When, you know, like, the Astral Dream dropped, like, day one, from, like, barely any chest being opened or anything being handed in. Then, like, a few people got the Mythic, like Nick, and I think even I got one. And stuff, and then it was just like basically dry for the other 90% of the event. So that kind of annoyed me a little bit as well. I mean, I know there's a simple answer, RNG and stuff, but yeah, it's not the same kind of annoyance now. It's more like a lesson learned, and it's kind of over now. It really doesn't seem to be like, even talking about it now, it's like a distant memory type thing. And yeah, I mean, I'd like to think I learned a few lessons, and it's definitely, I don't think I'd be second in the overall leaderboards and saying, well, third if you count the Sleeping Giant, which I do very much so. I'll be much happier for every level over 80 that I get. I think I can do my runs quicker than anyone else. I mean, I was looking, there's not many high level people doing runs at the moment, but I know like Murty and Ganyu tend to be like 4 or 5 minutes, sometimes 6 minutes. I was really impressed to see Synergy. I know Synergy's not like going crazy at the moment, but his times are all like 3 or 4 minutes, and that I thought that was pretty cool, especially if he's not using the staff. I mean, I know they've got things like the emblem and some relics that I don't have that kind of compensate a little bit, for sure. But yeah, I thought Synergy's times were really good, way quicker than I had necessarily expected. I was really looking forward to seeing him play a little bit the other day when he went on for that little stream, but then, yeah, all I saw was him leaving a dungeon. And then he switched over to Gem Master. But I'm sure another day I'll get to see how he plays. Because yeah, having never really done melee, I mean, when Zilborn dropped, and it is a bit, I thought that was the most humorous thing about the Zilborn selling for 1 Eng. It's like, now technically my best drop ever in the game is worth an Eng. I mean, I know it's not, and it was a fluke, and it was either shenanigans. I don't think it could have been a mistake. But yeah, I know sometimes when I just want to get rid of something, I mean, I wouldn't do it on a mythic weapon necessarily, but yeah, if you just type in 1 Eng, then you're just willing to sell it to whoever's got the cheapest bid in. And maybe they were doing something as simple as that. Not expecting some absolute rude man to actually have a bid in for an Eng. I mean, I think the person who bought it should be semi-embarrassed. I mean, I know it is part of the game and it happens occasionally, and it's probably savvy to do it. But yeah, a few people have suggested to me ways that could be actually not just rude, but actually kind of scamming a little bit. And I hadn't actually thought of those things. Something along the lines of having lots of accounts and not playing, but just leaving stuff in, like taking up all the EMP slots in that style. Because, like, obviously, I mean, it would be great to have like low bid things in for all the stuff in the EMP and that, but there's just not enough slots. But, you know, if people are that desperate, you know. Oh yeah, well, for sure. I mean, I really can't believe. I mean, they'd have to wait for a whole new wave of players. And I'm sure, you know, people like yourself, Argantus, and me will still be here to remind players about it. So I can't see another event like that ever happening. I mean, the bridge one was bad enough. I mean, I genuinely lost that through my own stupid mistakes. You know, I thought I could sell Atherwood to Delight at his, like, silly prices that he was buying it at and still win it. But yeah, I just mucked that one up. I was too much of a noob. In reality, I should have gone as hard on that one as I went on the Rift event. Because, yeah, even the rewards from those little chests from handing in the Atherwood. I mean, not only did you get 3 Frost Siege keys, but you also got, like, 3 parts. I mean, that was... compared to the Rift event, it was just ridiculously good, now I think about it. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. Whatever, we don't talk about it more. Let's focus on the future. I'm sure some nice things are coming. I got a little bit confused about Discord. I saw there was some chats going on yesterday, and I did read through all of them, and I was like, oh, this is just standard. You know, some people are loving it, some people are not liking it and stuff. And I was like, I'm sure they've had that 100 times. But yeah, this morning there was all that stuff about the bounty guy leaving and that, and then a screenshot of them not there. And I must admit, I fell for it. Ran over to the Sword and Stein. That's what it's called, isn't it? Have I 100%ed it? I don't know. Yes. Yeah, I ran over to the Sword and Stein, but the guy's still there, so I don't really know what's that was about. I thought maybe like the bounties were over and it was like any second now we were getting the new one. But yeah, I'm a bit confused about that. If I think about the thousands of shattered gems I bought at like 10, 15, 20k and stuff, it would make me sad. Because yeah, I mean, I got 52 million in gold from selling tombs the week before the event, and that all disappeared. And then melted like loads of kind of the stashes of raw fish and potions and things like that to buy more. But anyway, yeah, let's move on from that. It's not making me feel in any shape, way or form bad, but, you know, the more we talk about it, you never know, those feelings might creep back. Bum, bum, bum. No. Life's too short to have too many regrets. I mean, I think it's supposed to be life's too short to have any regrets, but that could be a bit of a struggle sometimes. But then everything happens for a reason and all that, you know. And I'll say, I like the expression, it's not how a person takes the wins, you know, it's how they take their losses and stuff. And I don't know, I think overall, the Rift event, for the size of the loss, I don't think I took it too badly. There was a little bit of whining, but not like majorly. It was never aggressive or aimed at anyone in particular. I think it was mostly frustration that I was so stupid. I mean, admittedly, turning it into Astral Surge after the event, that was a bit of a piss take. But it is what it is. But once again, even with that, it's like if anybody had actually held on to more than about 5 in a single account, I'm pretty darn sure they wouldn't have actually done that. I'd like to think so anyway. But it's, yeah, those last like 15, 20 especially that I handed in, really I didn't need to. In fact, I didn't really need to hand in the last 100. But the last 15 or 20 were quite expensive type thing. And then to find out that if I'd just like not handed them in. But anyway, it is sometimes a struggle not to talk about these things. Ooh, this run has to be relatively quick. Although, to be fair, I have started like saving the potions a little bit and finishing off runs without any potions, and it's not really as brutal. If I save a Piku for the boss, he can get a bit boring with no crits and stuff. And no fireproof, bless you. We're having standard English fare of jacket potato and baked beans and cheese with a bit of salad for lunch. I think that's more of a mental note to myself to remember to put on the oven. Bless you. I might have to take like a couple of extra breaks, and like they might be a tiny bit longer, like 5 or 10 minutes instead of the normal like rush 2 minutes for a quick smoke, in case my son needs some food or stuff like that. Well, it's kind of not that quick, but I guess it's not that slow either. I've adjusted my fish. I kind of ran out of rhino head, and they don't seem to be selling much. And I do need rhino head for descending nightmares, so I figured the last couple of hundred I've got a buy order in that is filling up at a reasonable price, like just over 500. But once again, not fussed if somebody else needs them and wants them and pays more. I'm happy to let that fill up because I don't use that many in descending nightmares. I've been going quite a lot in there, and I'll probably do a few runs in there today just to finish off that engine weekly thing, plus like the standard weeklies. But I think I have to do like an extra 2 this week to finish the engine one. So I may well do them today. Because there's no real XP in there anyway. And I don't think my times are that much slower when I'm on stream. So I figure that and Frost Siege are good things to do whilst I'm streaming. It's only the Alt Pef runs that are slower. But that's only because when I'm off stream. Because Alt Pef, because I'm running it as like my standard default thing to run. It's like... And yeah, noticing that any distraction reduces the time. It's like, and the only reason for that is because it's so fine-tuned. I mean, I've got to a stage now where I can kind of predict what the map's doing and things, which I think is what was frustrating me a few days ago. I was just enough off my game that stuff like that, the real fine-tuned stuff, was not happening. But it's also like the bread and butter of the XP. Because, I mean, Frost Siege is better, but with the times in Mount going right down, it's only a little bit better. Yeah, and I'll definitely tick over to 77 on stream. And if I stream a little bit longer and actually do